When you ride into Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, you're thrust back in time.
I love this place.
Yeah, you guys made me ride all the way down there and come back up here.
Porches, still hangouts for young guys to talk girls.
As soon as they broke up, another guy. $6.34.
The general store.
This is 34 cents.
Thank you.
Or a one-stop shop for anything you need.
Oh, that's all right.
Every town, no matter how small, needs a leader.
That's crazy.
And after a rough election, this spot on the banks of the Ohio has one.
She's very outgoing.
She's really nice.
She has the best smile that I've ever seen.
There's always inappropriate licking going on.
Wait, what?
It's a pit bull.
You heard her.
Well, that's interesting.
It's funny.
What is this?
This treat-loving, woods-exploring good girl is Mayor Brenneth Paltrow.
I'll tell you, it sounds like one of those millennial names.
Now you have to be a good girl.
After pledging to sniff out the community's problems with a little help from her best friend,
I'm Bryn's human.
Oh, she's so good.
she won the election a few months back. The competition stiff,
pretty good.
kind of a zoo, really.
There was a cat and the chicken, the donkey.
Brenneth took them all down without much more than a bark. Believe it or not, this pooch isn't the first leader with 4 legs to be unleashed on this small town.
Bryn is the 4th dog mayor.
It started back in the late 1990s as a fundraiser. We charge you $1 for your vote. We allow you to vote as often as you want.
Rabbit Hash is so small, it doesn't need a real mayor. Usually the money goes toward town improvements.
Come on.
But this time, it helped to repair the general store after a devastating fire last year.
It was so heartbreaking, but it's been really beautiful to watch it literally rise from the ashes.
You shake it.
Now that she's in office,
Good.
there are stances to take, decisions to make. Tennis balls or sticks, Alpo or Blue Buffalo.
I don't know, you might just go possum hunting.
Look at this soap. It's got a paw print on it.
And all the pundits want to know, will she return to the campaign trail again?
We'll see what politics does to her for the next 4 years.
This is good.
There we go.
Perhaps only time will tell if Brenneth has a nose for politics or if it's back to the doghouse.
Total's gonna be 309.
In a busy world, a drive-thru often serves as one big dinner table for a lot of people who've never met.
Double quarter pounder meal.
But last night at the Scottsburg McDonald's, strangers became family.
Something like this. Somebody's gotta know about this. How you doing, ma'am? Large Coke?
Hunter Hostetler watched it all unfold.
It happened all the way up until we closed, sir. Yes, sir.
It started with a Mickey D's regular.
She saw the dad in the van behind her, and he had like 4 kids in the car. He had a bunch of Happy Meals, 2 quarter pounders, and a Big Mac meal and some other stuff. But she was like, I'm gonna pay for the father behind me, and I want you to tell him Happy Father's Day.
But that dad didn't just take the free meal and run.
He paid for 2 cars behind him.
3 cars paying it forward became 10. 10 became 100.
I had people telling me, no, it's gonna stop here. It's gonna stop at 100. You're not gonna make it past.
From 8:30 to midnight, the good deeds under the golden arches didn't stop.
End of the night at closing, 167 cars. It's just unbelievable.
I thought it was pretty amazing. You know, you don't see a lot of pay it forwards anymore. 2 McChicken sandwiches.
Abby Smith and her boyfriend were car 161. Hunter's manager was car 105.
I've seen it happen before, but not to that extent.
Probably anywhere in the world, something like this just doesn't happen.
And when it's in a community already getting a bad rap for a drug epidemic, stories like these make all the difference in the world.
It's just a great feeling to know that there's a lot of good people out there still.
It pays to give back.
Do you have 3 apple juices?
A supersized lesson in life
There you go, sir.
in the drive-thru of a McDonald's. Twas December 1st when outside the Groves family's house, a creature was stirring, and it wasn't a mouse.
It's magic.
One of Santa's helpers,
This is our elf Graham.
the size of Shaq,
He's 6 foot tall.
looks like he's under attack. You can imagine the scare. He was looking for reindeer and found a fierce bear.
He tried to lure it in with some salt, and there was a really salty bear. You know what I mean? And it started chasing him.
Graham the elf has officially ditched the shelf.
We had Elf on the Shelf in our house, and then Elf grew up.
Rhyme time is done. This story's too fun, and this reporter is not a poet. He definitely knows it. So meet Brian and Dylan Groves. The Floyd Snob's dad and son are bringing the holiday spirit to life.
I just decided to share some Christmas joy for the neighborhood and friends and family.
From the beginning of this month to the day an elf's work ends, They're putting on a show for all in southern Indiana.
We get a lot of traffic, pull in the driveway, take pictures, or slow down at the end of the driveway.
Their huge Christmas display changes daily. One day, their elf on steroids is slaying a huge praying mantis.
He had to put it down.
The next, he's picking up the dog's you-know-what in the front yard without raising much of a stink.
And my dad didn't want to clean it up. I didn't want to clean it up.
That's got to earn him a spot on the nice list, right? Anything this duo can come up with happens, and the hard holiday work is much appreciated.
We get some messages from our neighbors saying their kids really love it, and they have to actually make special trips every night just to come down and see what the elf is up to.
This fourth grader certainly doesn't mind the attention either.
I was one of the most popular kids on my bus. So, woohoo!
Dad and son spreading Christmas cheer until St. Nicholas is finally here. Last one, I promise. In Floyd's Knobs, Chris Sutter, WDRB News.